I want to talk about these NBA teams, and we are going to start alphabetically with the team that I'm super excited about. And I'm trying to catch one of their games this year. That's the Atlanta Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
They add Alan Crabb, Evan Turner, Chandler Parsons, Damian Jones, and Jabari Parker this offseason, as well as DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, and Bruno Fernando through the draft, while losing Torian Prince, Kent Bazemore, Dwayne Dedman, Deontay Davis, Amari Spellman, Miles Plumlee, and Jalen Adams. What are your thoughts on this Hawks team going into the year?
Yeah, pretty much gutted the ancillary pieces of their roster, as you alluded to. And, obviously it's all about Trae Young and, what he ends up looking like. But I like the other pieces around him. The Allen Crabb trade was interesting. Kevin Huerter, certainly a guy that a lot of people expect to take, that next step maybe this year. I don't think that he's likely to start this year for them, but just an interesting group. And, John Collins, one of the more underrated players in the league, obviously, as well. So interesting team. I don't know that they're going to make the leap into the playoffs, but the East isn't great. So it's going to be, they'll be hanging around, I think. They've got some good depth here in Atlanta.
I disagree with you a little bit. I would think that Herter is probably a lock to start at the 2 with Trae Young at the 1. DeAndre I think so. I mean, Crabbe has not been good the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And Herter had a really promising rookie year. Obviously, there's some physical limitations that go along with him, but I think the talent is there. Herter's a guy I really like. I like this Atlanta backcourt. DeAndre Hunter, man, people were going out of their way to talk highly about DeAndre Hunter and give him the young Kawhi comps. So I mean, high praise, and obviously he's not anywhere close to there yet, but you can see Hunter's skill set allowing him to contribute as a rookie, maybe more so defensively and sort of in other ways than offensively, but I think he'll contribute. This team, to me, it strikes me that they will be at their best once one of the other guys steps up, whether it's Cam Reddish, or if it is if it is Alan Crabb or someone like their DeAndre Bembry, or Jabari Parker, honestly, because I think they need to go small. I think John Collins needs to be the center in small ball lineups a lot for this team to be really good and really interesting. I know Alex Len had a decent season for them, but Len is what he is at this point. And I think if they go small, especially if Reddish steps up, this is a really interesting team.
Yeah, I agree that it's interesting. I don't know that they'll make the step that they need to jump up, the 4 or 5 seeds or whatever. But I do agree that it's interesting, especially because, you have 4 guys in Young, Herter, Hunter, and Reddish who have been drafted in the last 2 years that are, all obviously top half of the first round type players, and all interesting if nothing else. And I mean, say what you want about Cam Reddish, but if nothing else, his progression watching that is going to be fascinating, I think. And so I really like the idea. I agree that, the interesting pieces are all kind of perimeter-oriented players, which I think is good. And then, obviously, you've got Vince Carter, which is always fun, too. So I like I just like the way that they've formed it. I think Carter and Collins give them some good maturity, and obviously Parker. And, maybe they can make that leap, but it all hinges, obviously, on Trae Young. That's the one piece we haven't talked about at all.
I think Trae Young is going to have a gigantic year. And I was really rooting for Vince Carter to end up in Philadelphia as a last guy on the bench kind of thing, where he can help the younger players grow. And also, I think he's going to be a spectacular coach when he decides to stop playing. I definitely think coaching is in his future. Just a really smart guy, great teammate, great teacher by all accounts. So, he'll help those young guys progress.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's the perfect mentor for this team, and it's going to be a good opportunity for him to kind of flex his mentorship muscles, I guess, if he's going to end up being a coach, to be able to start here with this specific group. So, and I love him with DeAndre Hunter specifically because, they're pretty much polar opposites if you think of threes. Like,
oh, yeah.
Going back to when they started, but I think that's a good thing for Hunter because no one questions the athleticism. It's just, can he channel it in a regular way? And Carter never had a problem with that. So I think that's a really interesting duo right there.